Believers, I want to talk about this briefly with you. Now, this has not been in mainstream media because this is something that some scientists want to do. They, based on the Jurassic Park movies, they really now want to develop dinosaurs in laboratories. And this is what I want to point out to you, believers. Hollywood uses pagan prophecy on the masses. What they, and that means the elite, want to enforce on the masses, they will put it in the movies and in comic books in an inverted way so that the minds of the masses are accommodated to it. And then later they enforce it all. That's how they do it. So that when they come with the agenda, you are already familiarized with it and you're likely to accept it. Even if you don't like the agenda, even if you go against the agenda, you go against it because you are opposed to it. The only reason you're opposed to it because somewhere you've been indoctrinated with already. If it's something completely new, you would be curious. But why don't they just wait and suddenly do what they want to do? Because then it will become too obvious that it was planned. So by putting the seeds in the minds of the masses, they guarantee themselves they will have the compliance of the masses, whether people willingly comply or they comply out of necessity. That's how predictive programming works. And the Jurassic Park movies, hey, I'm being real, man. I watched this first movie of Jurassic Park over and over again. It's quite a good movie. Then they made some follow-ups to The Lost World Jurassic Park 3. Then it changed from Jurassic Park to Jurassic World. And look at this. First it's a park, then it's a world. So from an experiment, it became normalized. So they're showing you in their symbology and in their titles what they want to do. So what is this all about? Bringing back the dinosaurs. Because one thing you need to understand, these type of creepy beings over here were not designed by God. They were the result of fallen angelic princes committing vampirism and then raping females and female animals. That's where those creepy beings came from. Look at it. The body doesn't even have the right proportions. The mouth is way too big. The arms way too small. Legs. Man, look at those legs. And the brains are tiny. This is an abomination over here. And it's eating, and devouring all the time. This is not God's creation. This is the result of a genetic manipulation caused by the rebellion of the fallen angelic princes. And I've made videos about it already. Those beings used to be around during the time of Noah and before. Now, those beings have been wiped out by the Great Flood. And the human species as well as the animal kingdom was purified from the genetic contamination that occurred. Because those Nephilim beings, you also had Nephilim beings that looked like human. They were humanoids. But you also had creeps like this one walking around. Demonic filth. So, God wiped them out. And now, the wizards that govern this world, they want to bring them back. Yes, they want to bring back the Nephilim. And in order to bring back the Nephilim, a big portion of human population has to be wiped off the earth because those creeps, together with humans and the natural animals that God created, cannot get along. Because these creeps, just like they did in Noah's days, if they would be introduced back onto the earth, the same thing that happened before the flood would happen again. They would begin to devour, to eat the human beings like crazy. Then they will eat the natural animals, and then they will eat one another. destroying the whole place. So why do they want to bring those creeps back? Very simple. They want to play God. Those creeps are not part of God's creation. So there's no redemption for them, because this is what you have to understand. A Nephilim is a spirit being. Animals are just physical creatures, so they have no spirituality. When an animal dies, that's it. It's over. A human being is a spirit being. So when our bodies pass away, because we are spirit beings and we only have a material extension, our bodies are material extensions of who we are. So our bodies are just extensions. When our extensions die off, we become inactive, in Sheol. And when Christ returns, he will give us an immortal physical extension, which will last forever. But these Nephilim, whether they're humanoid Nephilim or reptilian Nephilim, like this creep over here, they are spirit beings, like humans are spirit beings, and they have an extension called bodies, but when their bodies pass away, they don't get a resurrection because they were never meant to be here to begin with. So those beings, they don't have any rights. So demons, so the fallen angels can control those Nephilim, as well as human wizards and pagans. So they just want races of beings to play God over. That's what it's about. Well, I don't know how far they are with their genetic experiments. Probably it will all fail, because before the flood of Noah, the whole earth was one big jungle. It was tropical everywhere, so there was more oxygen in the air. That's why back then human beings became like 800 years old. And in such an atmosphere, you can have abominations continue to grow like this and becoming very old. In the present condition of the earth, if they would bring back these abominations, it would be in the Amazon region or in the northern parts of Congo in Africa. Because in most places on the earth, these beings will not be able to even breathe for a long time, because there's not enough oxygen for their bodies, because they need a lot of oxygen in the air to keep their bodies going, because their bodies are out of proportion. Human beings, our bodies are in proportion. Natural animals also. These creeps are not. So probably this will all fail, and we will be laughing at Satan's plans when Christ returns. But even if it would succeed, don't be frightened. When Christ returns, Satan, Apollo, Hermes, the fallen angels, the Nephilim spirits, the whole paranormal will be deported to the lake of fire together with the reprobates, and the earth will be renewed anyway. Just know this is what they want. They want many of us, the real human beings, to be gone, to replace them with Satan's and the fallen angels' abominations. And they're also humanoid Nephilim they want to bring back, but that's another subject. Well, that's it for now. Keep agreeing with Christ, the real King, who will renew the earth for us, where we will live forever. Be at peace.